All right, is my stream good? For some reason, my OBS keeps freezing when I hit record. I just want to double check my stream didn't go down.
Looks good to me.
Hello, Tiny Bobcat. All right. Sorry, I think it's just an OBS glitch, but it scares me that my stream goes down because my OBS freezes. Anyways.
Should be fine, yeah.
Champions, welcome. The squares have aligned and bingo is nigh. It's time for Elden Squares Season 3. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, we have one of the best names in the league, and they're ready to give you both of these as they conquer the bingo board. The boys from down under in Australia. Their primary DLC player is a man who has been forging his skills in the fires of the Crucible and has now arrived here in the Golden Order. He made his mark week 1. Can he continue to do it in week 2? It is none other than Doitz and his teammate, a man who has been around the bingo streets for as long as I've known it, for as long as I've known him and been around here. He is a champion of Smash as well as bingo and rando. It is none other than Dino the Great. And their opponents fighting out of the blue corner. This team will say womp womp as they bingo your ass. We have their primary DLC player, a man who recently won his first DLC bingo event, beating the reigning, defending, undisputed champion of Elden Square, Shura, in the finals. He is exuding with confidence. Don't let that questioned cow face confuse you. This man is ready to go and fire on all cylinders. It is none other than Strump and his teammate, someone who claims that he hates bingo and then comes out and has one of the most impressive opening performances of anyone in Golden Order history. He proved that last week that not only does he belong, but he is here to make his mark all over this league. It is none other than the bingo hater himself, Wander. Now let's go ahead and run that board and square off. All right, are you ready to go, Thomas?
I am absolutely ready for this
Then
banger.
let's get it going. Center square.
Give me cookbooks.
I will go for Melania as the center square. I'll go much more exciting. Who cares about cooking?
That's hype.
Melania.
Yep.
3 unique royal revenants. So on the way to Melania, that is the center square there. I will go ahead and lead you guys through some of the more eye-catching stuff, and then Thomas will give you all the nuance that there is. So obviously in row 1, we have Malekith the Black Blade. In order to get to Farum Azula, you need to touch the foot of the Forge Grace, and then you will unlock that grace. You do not have to kill Fire Giant, just progress the grace beforehand. Including with the Remembrances theme, we have Kill a Remembrance Boss, the Remembrance Weapon potentially done early, as well as 4 different Remembrances in that row 2. Reason maybe we see alternate ways in the DLC other than just Godric Renoa, because not only do we have Malekith on the board and Remrem, but we have Morgott and Godric's Great Rune. Also, that full Halig Tree medallion is another square. The 3rd time of the day we will see Commander Nile. In the middle row, we have Flying Dragon Grail. This is a square that has been a favorite for the early rush. It is quite the hard fight, but you get a massive amount of runes by doing it. In the DLC, we have Mesmer, the Impaler. Give me those 18 inches, say less. And finally, none other than everyone's favorite, Melania, Goddess of Rot, in the bottom right-hand corner. This is looking like a juicy board. What do you got for us here, Thomas?
Yeah. This is again where the nuance of this format kind of comes in. Do you want to rush, do you want to rush Godric Renola? Do you want to do something else? Radon is very powerful on this board. Great Rune, Bell Bearings, Dragonkin bosses. Pretty much Dragonkin you can do without Radon, but it's pretty much a Radon square. For that reason, it's a Kaled boss as well. Radon, I would wager, is the base game player. Is the choice of the base game player. Otherwise, I think there is a very strong argument to make it to the DLC first. 4 different remembrances. Red Bear and Raw Base, I haven't seen the classes. I don't know what weapon they have. I see the 2 base game players. Oh, okay. Those great stars. The 2 base game players are running Golden Halberd, and there is great stars for the DLC players. That Red Bear boss and Raw Base, there's a good chance that these players are good enough. They can do that at +9 with double status. We can see that early, and then we can see the Telu Forge. The Telu Forge is how they're going to upgrade to +25, gives a legendary Spirit Ash. There's enough reason to go into DLC early this game. Animal bosses, Wolf, Lion, Hippo, Bear with Red Bear is very strong. And for that reason alone, I think it's likely we see the DLC rush. And then obviously coming back to base game a little bit later.
Now, let me ask you a question here, Thomas, because one thing I'm seeing here is, look, I'm going to look for every reason for Melanie to get done. Like, she's my rot mommy, right? But I do see a lot of synergy because we have that Dragon Crest Great Shield and 2-handed sword talisman that requires both base game and DLC. We have center square with Royal Revenants, and you can kill the Revenants in Haligtree in order to get that square. That's a very common way of doing it. And then Melania, all on that same diagonal, potentially with an idea of a combo play for your other teammate if they do something like Radahn's Great Rune and then get the Glovewort Bell Bearings. You can also get the Mimic Tier Ash after that legendary Spirit Ashes. How concerned would you be as a player about the potential of that diagonal?
The top left to bottom right diag is disgusting, in all honesty. It's why I think a potential really strong play is like Radahn into Underground into Melania. Like Melania, on the way to Melania, you get the legendary Spirit Ash. Or, sorry, not on the way, but it's very close to Melania. There's Finlay, legendary Spirit Ash. The 2-handed Dragon Crest. It's very likely because the base game squares aren't very synergistic, right? Like there's Caelid bosses, but there isn't like mounted bosses. Radahn is like very important of a square here. It'll be difficult to play around, but yeah, I think an early Melania on this board is very, very likely. I absolutely see that being a possibility.
Well, I know I personally hope we see it. I've been waiting to see it all season. I don't think we have yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is going to be a very, very interesting board. It's very different than the last one. The last one was kind of, all over the place. This one feels very like remembrance centric, right? We have so many individual different remembrance bosses with Mesmer, Morgott, Malekith, Melania, but we also have stuff like Remrem, Radahn's Great Rune. I think the remembrances here are going to play a big factor in this game. 1000%.
Absolutely, and it looks like Deutz wants Radahn for DLC access.
I think it makes a lot of sense. Like let's look here. I'm gonna go ahead and while we have some time to kind of analyze the board here, I'll just go ahead and quickly star all the squares that do require DLC. There's a total of 9 squares, so a healthy amount, but not a crazy amount. And actually, 4 remembrances does not require DLC. Necessarily, but realistically you'll get it with DLC, and it doesn't feel like there's necessarily a lot of DLC rush. Like, what is your DLC rush square that you really want? Like Feline and Bellarat or Red Bear and Raw Base?
I think Red Bear.
Yeah, because that does combo with Wolf, Lion, Hippo and your weapon upgrade.
Yep.
But yeah,
Red Bear, Raw Base. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just wouldn't be surprised if we see, not the kind of standard DLC rush with the Godric Granola here.
Yeah, totally. I think it's a very fine play to make. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound condescending. It's a really good play to make. It's definitely different. If you wanted to do Radahn, I don't know if you would do Regal, so you have access to the other stuff. Maybe there's a chance. But maybe you just do Radahn Godric or something. Maybe Radahn into Remembrance. Excuse me, maybe Remrem with Caelid Ball. Remrem with Godric. Sorry.
You're good. Because there's a lot of different ways you could weave in a square with your DLC access. You could do Godric, you could do Rykard, you could do like Remrem on Godric, you could do Rykard, you could do Radahn's Great Rune. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I will say we see Dino here is really prioritizing the imbued keys. He actually already went and got in the first one up in the 4 belfries. So he's going to, and now going into Academy. So he will be going hard for those imbued keys. Both Wander and Dino rocking that G Halb at the bottom of your screen. And then both Deutz and Trump with that Great Stars. And one thing to remember to note here, so these players, both Dino and Wander, you're wondering why their red bar is so low. Their character started with 5 Vig. 5 Vig. That is the lowest it can possibly go. No single stat can be less than 5. So that is an absolutely insanely low amount of Vig. And we already kind of see it. It's definitely going to be a factor here early. Dino is trying to do the skip here in Celia, and he keeps walking too far forward and pissing off the sorcerers.
Yeah, luckily the healing reducing hat isn't going to matter too much with 5 Vig.
Yeah. Also, there's a chance that he needs it for Rex. Because it does give strength. In Golden Halberd, you know, you need 30 strength, so 20 while two-handing. It's not the easiest weapon to wield.
Yeah.
Dino's running into some issues there, and it looks like Wander is immediately going for Radon here. Yeah, it just looks like he won't be able to do it off rep because he does need Altus and things still, but just immediately going for the Radon setup. He realizes how important it is, and I completely get it.
Yep, this is a really popular routing because if you do Radon, whether you have Somber or Smithing, you get your 4s on the way to Radon. So before running through Liurnia, before getting to Dectus, you run to Liurnia, get your you run to the Radon Grace and get the 4s there, and you can upgrade it to EG.
Yes, sir. Now we see Strump going for the same skip in top right. But I think and actually Dino did get Churro is like, just go get the Somber 3 inside. He does get the Somber 3 there behind the Onyx Lord. One important thing to know about Radon is that you get certain graces underground, but you can't do everything without killing him. It's not super important on this board unless no, it is, because it does factor into the Grave Ghost Gulvort bell bearings. You have to kill Radon to get that bell bearing. And then also for the 2 Dragonkin bosses, if there's other reason to do so, players tend to really prefer going through Radon's hole to get to that Dragonkin rather than taking the elevator down from Shifra.
Yeah, if you're doing the Dragonkin without Radon dead, you actually take the coffin from Deeproot, and you fight the Dragonkin of Noxtella, and that's faster. You do that one in the Lake of Rot. So is Dino's full rushing imbued keys, right? That's the
full rushing imbued keys. I'm kind of surprised I think he's getting some runes or some smithing stones or something along the way. Because this is looks like a hard imbued key rush.
Yeah.
And like without even having Redfall, except he doesn't go get this imbued key. I'm kind of curious. I don't quite understand this.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure either. Like as a base game player myself, like Radon is just like the biggest amount of juice in this. Like killing Radon is just, there's so much meat if you do that, right? Like you get access to so many squares in this format. It's important to do a square like that you can do early that gives you runes. Radon gives you 100, like basically
110. It's 110 with the remembrance.
Yep. Yeah. And like as a base game player, that's so valuable, right? You know, you do that, you get like, you're then just set up for Malekith, you're set up for Malenia. You can just blitz those hard squares because that's really all you need in this format, right?
And I would say of the remembrance bosses, like, yeah, we'll exclude like Godric because he's so free, but Radon is so important in base game bingo, and all of the players in this game have played a lot of base game bingo. Like, they should all be very comfortable with Radon. It is, if you've played base game bingo a lot and you transition to this format, like Radon is just a cozy, even though it's scary, and even if you have to like hitless it, I think a lot of players, if you said you have to hitless one remember,ance, who is it? I think a majority of people,
no
if not everyone, would say
it
Radon.
is Radon.
Yeah.
anyone in this league, and I would honestly extend it to most Crucible players, can hitless Radon in their sleep, like no question. Like it's a very scriptable fight. It's a very predictable fight. It's such a good fight, and like that's why I'm a little bit surprised that Deutz wants that as his DLC access. There's situations when it's like good, right? If you have a somber weapon, a lot of the like discretion of like your weapon choice as a DLC player is important, because the smithing route is you walk into a forge, you get all of your stones. The somber route is like, okay, you can easily get +8, you gotta go half into a forge, mog out, kill a scarab, go into this forge, and then port back and go into Ensis, where you have this. If you go to back section, there's so much like, but like, if you go Altus, like through Radon for DLC access, it's a very quick and very, very easy somber route. He's running a smithing weapon, so obviously that's not gonna, affect his decision making. But yeah, I'm what I'm most curious about is what is Deutz's plan in, or sorry, what is Dino's plan in this game?
Yeah.
Because if he's not going Radon, if he doesn't want, that synergy, what is he doing, right?
Yeah.
Are they blitzing a line?
We have very different strategies here, because we do see Trump is going with like the patented Godric Ronaldo rush, right, to get into that DLC, while we see both Dino and Deutz doing something different. We're actually going to go to cut in with Dino here as he's fighting the Red Wolf of Radagon. But yeah, it's like very interesting just to see this different route, because I think this is a good board for it. Particularly, I could totally understand being like, it feels like there's only one really strong idea in the DLC. Technically, you could open with Queen and Bellarat, but it feels like that Red Bear and Rao base just is the only super obvious DLC play. And maybe it's a concession just saying, look, Strump's a monster. If we try to contest this, we're likely to end up in more trouble. Let's like find a way to play around it.
Yeah, which is a very fair thing. You saw that a lot in base game where people didn't contest like rush squares, knowing
Oh my god! And Dino goes down to Red Wolf. He's got a good eye. He's laughing because he's just like, dude, what's rather shocking death. Not something you see very often from Dino.
Yeah.
But
that
he
fucking
will
boss.
Bounce back.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think here. Could the idea be, if they go restore and imbued keys, because that has to be the idea. Dino's holding on to 2, right?
Yeah. No, I think he only has the 1. But
he only has the 1 at Belfries, correct?
Beforehand, yeah.
Yeah.
We got Strump here. This will be Strump's first remembrance for DLC access, but he does already have Red Wolf dead.
Yep. Yeah, this is a very, very clean DLC path so far from Strump.
Yeah, Strump's playing like ridiculously clean, as if there was any doubt. Strump, only person in this league who can play with bingo brawlers according to the YouTube comments. Yeah. Legendary goated comment by whoever commented that on a random blog. All right, Strump gets his down. Dino here, we'll go check in with him as he continues to work through the Red Wolf of Radagon.
Yep.
He's out of heals.
Yeah.
I thought he was more upgraded, but no, he actually is doing this +0.
Maybe runes?
I think runes were the problem.
I guess to be fair, if...
Oh, Red Wolf dives away, just needs one more hit. goes aggressive and gets it nicely done there by Dino. So Dino will claim the imbued sword keys here. And we have Wander going straight into Radon, it looks like. He already has his Altus access, you can tell by the fact that A, he did it, and B, that teleporter's lit up. But I know some of you might be scared for Wander to actually buck by the board, but he's a rather low health bar right now. I will say though, Radon, a bit of a signature boss of Wander, actually in the qualifiers for Elden Squares Season 2. It didn't end up being enough for Wander to make Golden Order, but he pulled off a kill on Radon using a dagger with Bloodblade as budget Reduvia, and killed Radon with that weapon +0. It's a boss he's very comfortable with, and let's see what he can do here in just a second. We also have Strump entering the Renala fight. And Deutz is actually right there too, on Radon, and this can be really close because that Great Stars, is it better? Can it make up the difference, right? Weapon could matter here, except Deutz does have to pivot out to round table. If Wander gets the 5 here and pivots out though, nope, decides not to, is just gonna go straight in. So unless Wander holds on restoring Radon's Great Rune, or there was some other issue, he will have priority to. Deutz does have to go ahead and sell some runes to upgrade his weapon. Trump here fighting Renala, very close on the 1 cycle. Can he get it? He does. Nicely done by Strump there. He's going to be going into Renala phase 2. Meanwhile, his teammate Wander is going down that elevator for the big boy Radon.
Wander is so fucking fast. I just want to say one of the differences here is that Wander has a somber weapon, and when you have a somber weapon, you save a little bit of time by virtue of not having to do like the 2s and 3s pickup that the smithing player has to.
Dude, Strump just absolutely bullied the hell out of Renala. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That is, yeah.
Go check in with Wander here.
Amazing DLC time.
Yeah, sub 15 for DLC access. That's insane. I know it's like, in practice we've seen some better times, but there's you can look at the rush leaderboard from last season in terms of rush squares, right? It's one thing to get that crazy of a time in a practice game where you're just getting crack after crack after crack, right? But to have that good of a time on a rush, as Wander gets clocked, but somehow survives. Dude, that God. Like 10 big or whatever that he has. Dude, he has like 10 big with Source Seal. That's the hardest working 10 big I've ever seen. I don't know that I've ever seen a bigger disparity outside of like endurance only between someone's health bar and their Wander goes down. Shocking. Meanwhile, Deutz is actually in the lead here. This could be a big turn of events early on.
Oh no. Wander got like cock blocked by Alexander.
Well, he got hit and had to heal and got just like a little weird positioning, right? And Alexander, big boy in the big pot, said, "Move, get out the way." But as much as we love the pot friend around here, that's Wander's not happy to see him in that spot, and this could be really close here because Deutz has dual status effects, upgraded +12 smithing weapon. Obviously, this is not the entirety of the square. You do need to go restore it. But Wander had a comfortable lead on this one. What's happening? Deutz just immediately gets clipped. What? I can't believe what I'm seeing.
I cannot either. I promise everyone this is so uncharacteristic for these people. Deaths to Radon. It's right now it's a combination of nerves. It's a combination of like oh my god, that is insane.
Look, guys, I go through the players. I go every single time before the game, I go through the players. I go, okay, this is the script for this match. Okay, this is how it's supposed to go. Like, Wander and Strump, you're gonna win this one in the long run. It's gonna start with a little Radon race. Like, like when we talk about the scripting of like how the game's supposed to go beforehand, like this wasn't a part of it. Come on, guys. Like, obviously I'm joking. Like, definitely not scripted, but.
Yeah. Whatever you fucking say, man. Yeah.
Look, you're just bitter that I scripted a loss for you last week, but
yeah, it's fucking shameless. This guy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
All right, as Wander does get it down, and now
Yeah.
Now he has a big lead over Deutz for this restore, and I assume that he just goes straight for it. We'll go check in with Deutz here.
Shimmy?
Radon's hitting the shimmy. He's getting funky with it.
Yep. Radon is hitting his. There's the stagger, the second cold proc.
Yeah, he was hitting his shimmy, but then he just fell on his. He slipped and fell on his knees there.
Yep.
And actually, Dino here is going for Flying Dragon Grail. I really like this as an opener because of the juice that it gives. You have like a few options with Radon and stuff, but if you're not going for that, Flying Dragon Grail is another great way of getting the juice. Actually, the first square that was marked in the Golden Order this season, Deutz does go ahead and get it. Deutz goes ahead and gets Radon down there, but let's check in with Dino here. Dude, I got both of D's. I got both of the D's stuck in my mouth, and I can't get the words out.
Yeah, and I mean this is going to be a rough snipe for Deutz. A lot of the time, right, when you get sniped, you want to ask yourself like, okay, what did I get out of the snipe? I got sniped, but realistically, what did I lose? Losing Radon's Great Rune, like, with the exception of like Underground eventually, you've got nothing. Like, I mean,
he got money, but like, he got nothing over his opponents. And oh my God, Strump is fighting the Red Bear. Strump is in on the Red Bear. We got so much action here, and I'm gonna do my damnedest to deliver it to you as we have Red Bear versus Strump, mano a mano, the bear versus the cow. We know how this goes in nature, but how does it go in bingo? Trump gets a stagger and goes for those wild strikes. Dino gets a stagger there on Grail. He greeds really hard, but is still able to get the riposte.
Oh, did Trump upgrade? Did he go to reprimand? How does he have so much vig? Or am I just too used to 5 vig?
I'm not sure how he got that. I mean, I think really good stat spread on the class. Maybe was just able to straight up pump vig. Like that must have been it. Yeah. Because I didn't see him go out of his way for anything. Maybe he picked up a little shadow rune or something at some point that helped him out as well.
Yep. I think you get 25k on the way to Regalia, so it's enough.
Yeah, that 25k on the way plus 2 remembrances, like both the 40k from the remembrances and like 45k from the kill. That's a lot of juice. Dino does get down Flying Dragon Grill, very nicely done by him. We'll go back to check in with Strump here. His damage is quite low. He's very dependent on the status here, but doing a nice job because I can't imagine this weapon is much higher than +9, +12, somewhere around there.
Nope. It's +9 for sure. What's it called? The double status and really specifically like the wild strikes on the riposte is what makes this weapon, or what makes this square doable. Like, you think about how much it kind of, like, you want to be upgraded for DLC bosses, obviously, but at the same time, like, this square with the double status is doable. And there's Wander with the...
Yeah, as we're watching Strump, the snipe comes in for Wander. So big snipe there early for Team Wamp Wamp, playing a song on the world's smallest violin for Deutz as they go ahead and take that square right from him. Still a lot of bingo to play though. I think it's been crazy to see how many like late snipes in late races that have been so impactful, right? Because you have these players doing like all on their own in different areas. But it seems like somehow it always comes down to 2 players in a very similar spot duking it out. There goes that Red Bear and Rao base. I think, oh my God, this could be a double snipe, as it looks like both of these guys are going for Graven Ghost Glovewort Bell Bearings. This would obviously block that column 4 threat from Womp Womp or continue to build it. Either way, though, I will say bit of a weapon advantage for Deutz here. He also does have less health, which matters for Mimic Tier. Except no, you don't need to kill Mimic Tier. I'm sorry, my apologies. You don't need to kill Mimic Tier. Yeah.
If they're just going Bell Bearings, you would just grab the Grace and...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, eventually you will want to kill Mimic with like Dragonkin on the board, but I mean, at the same time, this is rough, right? Like,
because it's such a tough position for Deutz. Because on one hand, it's like you really need to contest this square in the Raven Ghost Goblin Bell Bearings. But on the other hand, like, you're probably just behind. Like, Deutz knows that, like, Wander had the first mover's advantage. Wander was able to react first and will be a few seconds ahead here. And I want to give some credit to Wander and Strump. I think one thing that's super important with this format is having a strategy early on, especially where the two teammates synergize well together to create board pressure. And they did that 100% here. Red Bear and Rao Base with the Restore Godric's Great Rune is just an absolutely brutal opening from Team Wamp early on, continuing their dominant display of from last week, but we still have a hell of a lot of bingo left to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is really smart from Strump. He's kind of gotten the first square in DLC. He's immediately going into... Right now he's getting two-handed, I think. And then I think he's picked up Ornus, which is one of the legendary Spirit Ashes. He's going to go into Telu's Forge and get a second. Okay, he was just prepping the Grace for...
Because here's the idea we talked about earlier on at the start of the game, the danger of the line with the two-handed sword, Dragon Crest Great Shield, Royal Revenant, and Melania Goddess of Rot synergy. So actually, even though Wander is the quote-unquote base game player, you know, they're going to have some options here because... Strump could try to tag team it, and Strump could go ahead and get two-handed sword and Dragon Crest Great Shield. Meanwhile, Wander gets the Revenants and Melania, right? Or Strump could just basically go ahead and solo that line as long as Wander gets the Graven Ghost Gulvort Bell Bearings. We'll see here though, and Strump will get this Forge as well as a Legendary Spirit Ash here. I see why you like this opening play so much, and I do think it's really strong for Strump.
Yeah. I mean, another thing obviously with the Red Baron Raw base is like that's 200k sitting in his pocket. Like that is a lot of money. And that's kind of all you need. You get all of your talismans, Dragon Crest, whatever the hell you want. And like it's so powerful. It sets up one square already. On this board, it's very likely you would go front section. There's no Rao, but there is Mesmer on the board, which is one of the few other remembrances. There's actually a lot of remembrances on this board. Melania, Malekith, Morgott, Mesmer, and Verdun by virtue of Great Rune.
And I will say, yeah, thank you, Dagger, for pointing out, Deutz has made up a bit of ground here on Wander with some superior louting and maybe some superior hardware via his load times, but he sits down to level and that's going to lose him some time. Does juice him up though. I understand why he's leveling, because this can be a bit of a scary catacomb. Particularly there is a Landell Knight who guards the ladder, and of course it is the fastest to take an intentional death here, or Mog if you can, but it ends up being a death most of the time.
Yeah, this is rough. This is going to be if Deutz doesn't get this is going to be a really rough rough start for Deutz and Dino.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those things where, you know, Rambler, he's already said it, 90% of snipes, the meme is that, you know, 90% of snipes are the fault of the snipey. I definitely think if Deutz does get sniped, like, he would have known, he should know that there is a very high probability he gets sniped here. But decided to go for it anyways, and actually he's slightly ahead because Wander quit out in order to be safer, and Deutz did not. So Deutz actually takes the lead.
Oh my god.
He risks the ladder, probably knowing that he has to due to the rush.
Yep.
And this is going to be super close between these two. Deutz just die. Deutz ends up mogging, and actually it does save him time. He's able to somehow get the Mog out, and it does save him time. He's well ahead because the death animation is much longer than the Mog animation. And let's get these two players right up next to each other, because this is going to be a brutal snipe either way. Deutz versus Wander. If Wander's able to get this, Team Wamp will have a massive threat on the board and take a commanding lead in this game. Otherwise, I think if Deutz and Dino get this, not only does it block this initial threat, but there are other ideas with the top left to bottom right diag, and I think we're very even ball game here.
Yeah, like Dagger pointed out,
we're
the
seeing
damage
massive
for Deutz
greed.
is a lot
Yeah.
better.
Except what a big crit in riposte for Wander, but it's not enough. Deutz says mark the square. It is a clean mark. Let's see when it comes in exactly. It came in just now on Wander's screen. He just barely got sniped there. That is a devastating snipe. Might as well finish a fight out here. Take your runes. But devastating snipe for them because really there was so much they could have done off of that. They could have really tried to push that line, or they could have threatened the other diagonal. I wonder if not. Will Team Wamp be disappointed by the snipe, but they're probably gonna have to get audible a bit their game plan on the fly. A big snipe though. Deutz really needed that and got it when it mattered most.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this format is so volatile, it never matters, but that would have been such a difficult spot to come back from for Deutz and Dino if that went the other way, right? Like you're staring at a column with Vike and fucking Igon's furled finger. That sucks. That sucks to deal with. You're behind on DLC. Like, with that said, even though the score is 2-2, like, you have to think about what that tells the opponent. Like, marks are really important in this format because it tells you what your opponents have done. Given that Wander was on pace, you can say pretty confidently that Wander and Deutz have done the exact same thing, meaning Deutz is like a kill away from Godric, or is a kill away from DLC. Like, Strump is just gonna like take everything early in the DLC. Here.
And Strump is gonna go ahead and finish Legendary Spirit Ashes as the mark comes in right there. On that, and I kind of wonder a little bit, right? Like Wander and Strump, look, last weekend they played Serious for Crash. Serious for Crash are a fucking really scary team, but they had some some week one jitters, right? It happens to all of us. But Wander and Strump didn't, right? And they just kind of ran away with that one, right? Like it was never really in doubt at any point. Wander and Strump always had a commanding lead. But after that snipe there by Bofa D's, it's kind of like, all right, we got a game here. And, we as the viewers have yet to see how Wander and Strump react when they're being tested, right? It's really easy to play super well and be dominant when, even if the worst happens, it doesn't matter.
When Dino goes down. Okay.
It's a different story when you're under that pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was just flabbergasted by that, Mark. Dino, that was a really late mark. Okay.
That was I think he must have had some computer issues or whatever. I think what happened was sometimes it's happened to me. It was a clean mark, but it was just a little late. Sometimes if you die, you can't alt tab, or like you can't access the board. So I think that's what happened to him. That's why that mark came in a little bit late, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be like foul play, right? But
your mark came in approximately 5 seconds beyond the recommended time to mark the square.
According to my rulebook,
well, according to the rulebook, that was completely clean, but we do see Deutz here is going for DLC access. Both Wander and Dino are working on upgrading their weapons. Wander is getting up to +9 through, or Dino looking at the Lake of Rot here. Strump is going to check the Remembrance here. We'll check in with Deutz here as he goes for Godric, getting a Remembrance down for DLC access. And Strump checks the Remembrances. He has some decent weapons. He has both Marika's Hammer, Sacred Relic Sword, and the Blasphemous Blade. I think I would go Marika's Hammer just because of stats, even though obviously Blasphemous Blade is an objectively better weapon. Marika's Hammer has a bit less of a faith requirement. It will be of note that in the Talisman shop that is available at Roundtable to the players, there's a variety of things. It's not quite as strong as the one you see in DLC Bingo, but in that list are stat boosting talismans, all of them. So Trump, instead of leveling into faith, can just buy that talisman for a nice +5 faith. In order to get the Marika's Hammer fully online, because he will not have access to Godric or Renala, which would be the two most preferable bosses to do Remrem on, as Deutz gets that down there. Very nice kill for him, and that is Deutz only his first Remembrance, right, for DLC access?
Deutz? No, that's the second.
Oh,
He
that's the
just
second,
yes.
obviously, because he did Radon. My apologies.
Yeah, Radon. It's all good. I'm surprised he didn't try Rem. That to me is the
and I
only
think we're gonna
surprise
see a
that
bit of a race here from Wander. Wander, he went head to head with Deutz here, and now it looks like he's gonna be going head to head with Dino. He yet again has a bit of a lead, but both these players, they are buying the Century Torch, which indicates that they are going to be going for the Sage's Cave bosses.
Either
Obviously,
Sage's Cave or Black Knives.
Yeah, or
I
Black
think
Knives.
Wander is going Black Knives, because he just set up the Ordina Grace.
No, he
he's
goes.
going Sage's Cave. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess he's doing Sage's Cave first. I like Sage's Cave more, like a lot more, just positionally. Because you're not worried about row 4. Deutz knows for a fact he's got Wolf, Lion, Hippo, Bear, or sorry, Strump, excuse me, knows for a fact he's got Wolf, Lion, Hippo, Bear.
Well, speak of the bear, there he is. Look at Ralva in all his glory.
Ralva the Great.
Yeah. And then, of course, Strump will probably most likely go to finish off this square with the hardest of the bears, the one in Weeping. Quite the formidable. Yep. Ironically, I think equally scaled, I actually find his moveset much more annoying. But
yeah. I actually think Strump will go Hippo for his last
yeah, he can, right? There's no reason to necessarily speed run it, right? He has every reason to think that he is ahead pretty significantly.
Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, this is the only one that's out of his way. You're gonna want to go Hippo just because Mesmer is on the board.
Or he could even go Dancing Lion because you have Queeline and Bellarat and 4 different remembrances.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I guess securing the square is important.
And then, Wander for some reason has to quit out again. And actually, he had quite the lead on Dino, but it's going to get the noose tightens, right? As this gets ever so close. Could this be back-to-back snipes from Bofa D's? We see Deutz doing a similar thing that Trump did earlier. He's going to run through this forge, very common, in order to get your weapon upgraded. Dude, I can't believe we used to have forges as a square. I'm glad we got rid of that. That seemed... I remember watching you guys. These forges used to be a square, and like with this Telus forge, I remember watching you guys, and like I was just thinking like this square seems really overpowered. And at the time, I did not have like the understanding of the format, so I kind of default to them. But like I've probably seen more bingo than anyone like on the planet at this point. I've been an avid fan of bingo brawlers from day 0. Now going into this, right? And yeah, that square just always felt too strong.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
also, Wander hit the skip. Wander hit the skip in Sage's Cave. That skip is so hard to do, and puts him well ahead here. But Gary Garris, we saw it caused some issues last game for Sci-Fi. Will he do the same here? No, it does not.
The range with G-Help is great. The stun is fantastic, and he gets through it. But yeah, he's gonna be ahead on this, and this is gonna be a tough snipe.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough snipe. We say it's a tough snipe. Wander and Strump would say it's retribution for what happened earlier, right?
Yeah, I think quote me on this. I think they would say womp womp.
Yeah, womp 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 womp.
But
Strump is fighting the Golden Hippo for his last boss for Wolf, Lion, Bear, Hippo. You need 4 of them. But we're going to go ahead and stay in on this race. Dino does get the Black Knife down, but he still has to go back for Gary Garris. Unless there is a massive issue here from Wander. And no, he gets the crit and takes the boss down. So the square goes to Womp Womp. We'll go check in with Strump as he just gets hit hard by the needles from the Golden Hippo. And thankfully, though, he has the Vig and the Scatty to survive that. What a dangerous attack that is. I hate that.
Yeah.
And a very unfortunate snipe for Dino, because I think you can feel Trump's breath a little bit crawling down your neck, because they kind of realize at this point, oh, they can probably pull the pieces together and say, hey, we've been 2v1ing Wander pretty much to this point, and we split, right? We ended up splitting the squares, which if you're 2v1ing someone, right, if they were to snipe Wander back to back, that'd be a great strategy. If you are going 2v1 against someone, you split squares, it's not a great strategy, right? Because that just means Strump is running free, and this is potentially going to combo into Black Knives here for Wander, but he does go down. That is what they're trying to do very nicely by Strump getting that hippo down. And you do question, maybe, is there a threat on the middle column, right?
Yeah. Malekith is kind of just one of those squares that you don't know when your opponent or when you are going to do. It's a long run. Everyone in this format can very easily do Malekith. Strump has, like, I don't think it's a line that they push, but it's a line that Deutz and Dino need to be aware of.
Now, we can see the counting here. Both the players are counting, so they need to kill both. Another race here between Dino and Deutz. I think it's really imperative for Team Wamp Wamp that Dino goes and gets the snipe here on Wander. So they've already each killed one Black Knife Assassin. They need to kill 2 here in Ordina, and then they are able to mark the square. Either way, it's going to be a really tough snipe. In kind of another situation, just like we saw earlier, obviously Strump was able to, or sorry, Deutz was able to work against the odds, where in a situation where he knew he was behind, able to snipe Wander. Because Dino, for all intents and purposes, should know that like Wander has the first mover's advantage, as we like to say, on this square. But Dino actually does get the first Black Knife in Ordina down first, so now they're each at 2-2 on the unique assassins. Who will get the third, the all-important third Black Knife Assassin? Dino starts the fight first.
Yep.
Now, these guys do hit crazy hard, right? Not only are they racing, Dino knows it, Wander might not, but you can't make mistakes. We saw Wander make a mistake earlier and pay with his life. Oh, Dino gets clocked, but he lives. Jump attack comes in, and there comes the snipe as Team Bofa D's says, hey, take Bofa D's snipes from each of Dino and Deutz as they get that a big one up over Wander. It moves to 5-4. Currently going back to the DLC race. Deutz is making his way into Bellarat for Queeline and Bellarat. Meanwhile, Strump is he's turned into the boss in the DLC, and he says, hey, Mesmer, you're the next one on my hit list here.
Yeah, I think Mesmer's a great square for Strump to do. If he wanted to be greedy, what he could have done instead of Ralva was Lion, like, you know, Queeline and Bellarat into Lion, just given but you don't know how, you don't know Deutz's pace. That's like, timing is really important in bingo, but it's like a lot of things are difficult to time, like, in all honesty. And like the timing of that kind of stuff of like, okay, like,
especially
Wander
in this format, it's so hard to time
Wander
because so many mistakes can happen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wander and Deutz are pretty. Go ahead.
No, you go finish.
Yeah, Wander and Deutz were like ahead, or like at the exact same time, but you don't no one knows actually how much time it is to kill Radon, to then kill Godric, to then upgrade your weapon through Reprimand. People will know that, but like in the game, it's difficult to know, and like maybe Strump just wanted the play with Ralva, was more worried about getting the square than actually doing the getting the greed out of stuff.
Yeah. And we see Deutz here going for Queeline and Bellarat, and also finally Wander's not going to be engaging in a race of snipes for like the first time today. He's going for Halig Tree here, and he's going to be killing the unique Royal Revenants. Let's actually get Wander up on the screen here. Well, yeah, let's get Wander up on the stream, but we're about to see Mimer the Impaler. And actually, Dino here is going for Roundtable Night Fight, so screw it. 4-player big screen. We have Deutz, who just claims the square, making it 5-5 for Bofa D's with the Queeline and Bellarat. We see Dino working on Roundtable Night Vike. We see Wander getting absolutely ganked by the Royal Revenants, and now we see Strump going up against Big Daddy Mesmer. Give me those 18 inches, huh?
Yo.
Pause.
Guys, can I get a new co-commentator? Even though I'm the guest.
Hey, this is a professional broadcast. If you want to clean up my language, though, feel free to sponsor us.
Yeah.
And Dino goes down there. Vike is such a menace.
Oh
we
my
saw
God.
players were having problems with him earlier today. He is a bit of a bastard. Dude, with my if we ever do get sponsored, I feel like with my language we'd end up getting sponsored by like Adam and Eve or something. But you know, it is what it is. I'll take it.
Yeah. These revenants are difficult, by the way. Like, but you can the strat for them is you just poise loop them. 2 CR2s, especially on that one. You can poise break it.
Trump with a really nice opening to Mesmer, even does the speed run strat there at the start of phase 2 where he hits the base of the snake there. Strump has looked so clean all day. Like,
yep.
Granted, he's been uncontested, but like he's looked fantastic.
Oh my God.
Dude, Wander's having trouble with these revenants, and I would understand it. You know, I don't mind getting spit on every once in a while, but not when it's made of acid.
Amen. What he said. Give me one of what he's having. Yeah, I mean this is Strump full display of Strump being really good at Strump things.
Trump is good at Strump things. It's just in what a call from Thomas. As you know, he's campaigning for President Strump 2026 as bingo president, of course. As he goes ahead and takes down Mesmer. You're gonna see Wander continue to have issues with the Royal Revenants, and you know, Strump obviously used to the pressure. He's not cracking by any means. Dino went for the cheeky backstab, but doesn't get it. Just slightly misses out on the iframes there.
Yeah.
But you know, I think this is such an interesting point of the game here because, granted, Strump obviously very battle tested in bingo. In Wander, you can say the same, but more so in rando, right? Like he's been around the block, but his primary where he's competed at the highest level is rando. And now this is the first time we see him, you know, up against it. You know, maybe it's just the Royal Revenants being bastards, probably is, but you know, for the fans, it's the storyline has to be built. It's the pressure getting to him of being in an intense game, right? And that it is as Wander's gonna be kicking himself a little bit here. Dino, I think Dino is deciding to pivot out. Actually, I think we might see a double pivot from both these players. And we do actually double pivot at the exact same time. They both pivot. I do want to give flowers to Strump though. I mean, obviously I'm sure I'm missing somebody. Dino does not pivot. I'm sure I'm missing somebody because everyone's been so insane throughout the course of the entire season. But Strump with an amazing performance last week and then continuing it up with a great performance today. Again, all coming off the back of that win in Scato Bingo Omenvale, right? Has a new monster been unlocked, right? You never know. Did he kill the boss and get the boss reward of absolute confidence, and now he's just ready to destroy everything? Wander does go for the Royal Revenant in Liurnia here. Just get another one down. Let's go check in with Dino here, see if he can close this out. Meanwhile, we do see Deutz, who's continuing to work his way through the Hallowed Tree. Can we see a Melania? Is this a Royal Revenant? Granted, he did grab the two-handed sword talisman already, so he's looking at grabbing that two-handed sword, a Dragon Crest Great Shield talisman. And Strump is pivoting for DLC access.
Yeah, for Altus access.
Or sorry, Altus access, my apologies.
Oh
my God!
Has upgraded. Oh, the thrust special.
The thrust.
Fucking motherfucker.
Dude.
Oh my God. Dude, Vike is a fucking menace. It's
Vike's
actually
a menace.
not fair to fight him.
Dude.
I think Dino should pivot right now.
Dude,
get the grace at
if you can
fort.
Dude, if you can thrust like that, I see why Lanciax got with him. It makes total sense.
Fucking yeah, honestly.
But could this be a snipe? Hold up. we have Deutz now is in Haligtree going for these Revenants. Meanwhile, I don't think it's going to be enough time, though. I actually think Wander is going to get the snipe here, because Wander only needs one Revenant, unless there was a catastrophic mistake to the Revenant in Liurnia. Yep, there it goes for Team Wamp Wamp. An unfortunate sight for Deutz, but he can still, there's still plenty to be done here in the Haligtree, as he can go get the two-handed sword and Dragon Crest Great Shield. There is a lot of pressure, though, that's building on this middle column, particularly because Malekith synergizes, right? It is a remembrance in and of itself. So if Strump does get Malekith, as long as those 4 remembrances, not only is that 2 extra squares, but it will push them with the 2 bonus points up to a total of 11, not far away from the win. Players do not need to bingo to win in this, but you do need 13 total points. That can either be 13 squares or 2 bonus points for the bingo, as well as the 5 points for the squares on the line.
Yep. Wander is going Malekith, or he's going Vike. I don't actually know which one. But you know, maybe he's heading in that direction, getting the Vike Grace. But I think Dino is on his way to Malekith, getting that block. He should have it. Last time I talked about these player skills, we got 2 deaths on Radon, so I'll remain quiet.
Yeah, no, you gotta do the ante. It's these players are so bad. They're terrible. These
players, Malekith, there's no fucking world that these guys beat.
No world.
Oh my god,
dude. I heard that these guys have never even beat the game before. I don't even think they're capable.
Yeah.
Watch that. That's gonna get clipped now and forever used against me by my enemies. They'll say, see, this guy shits on his players, dude. He hates them.
Yeah, Deutz is. So I think
no,
Deutz is
obviously
going
it's all love here. And Wander is actually going to be making his way to Roundtable Knight Vike. Because he fare better than Dino did, or does he meet the same fate at the end of Vike's spear?
He should be.
He should be what?
I should shut the fuck up. Is what
he
I
should be. What? Does that not finish that statement?
No, I mean I was gonna say he should be dead with that, with that. Like,
yeah.
I think.
All right, Strump gets through the Abductor Virgins. Deutz here is going to go ahead and grab the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman to mark that square. That'll bring the game up to 6 to 7. He does die. That can happen. That's kind of a suicide mission getting that square. Dino, though, making his way to Malekith, will hit the bird skip here and then be on his merry way to the Black Blade. But it seems like the toughest boss on this board, it's not Malekith, it's not Mesmer, it's not Melania, it's Vike.
It's the dickhead. It's the fucking dickhead king himself.
Then that's coming for one of the players in our league. That's how he. Tell me how you really feel there, Thomas.
No, because this is one of those fights where you want to start to you want to do it early. In all honesty, it's kind of right there. It's a square. Without Verdon.
Oh my god! And Dino slipped off and died to the bird skip.
Oh, that's so rough, man.
Yeah, that's the thing about this format, man. This format was designed. Nartok was kind of one of the lead designers, and it was designed in a way that was let's design a bingo format that is meant for the most cracked, crazy players ever. It is designed for those players in a way designed to make them look bad at times, right?
Yeah.
Because there are so many displays of skill, whether it's overworld movement or bosses themselves, and there is no greater display of skill than the main woman herself, Melania, Goddess of Rot. Let's go check in here with Deutz.
Holy.
First time of the season.
Fuck that bike guy.
Fuck that bike guy.
Yeah, Deutz. I can't speak.
Wander is in a little bit of trouble here as he continues to go for Vike, though. But we gotta give we gotta give the girl her the full screen, right? She needs her respect.
Yeah. This is the fucking queen of Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Show some respect.
America who?
Yeah. Fuck.
As Wander does get Vike down, very nicely done. That guy's a goddamn menace. So there goes the Vike square. That does bring the lead up to 8 to 6. However, Bofa Ds are going to be firing back here, potentially with Melania and Malekith. That would then set them up as both of them has 3 remembrances for the 4 different remembrances square. Looking at the board, it appears that a bingo line is highly unlikely. So Wander and Strump actually only need 5 squares just to simply win the game. As Waterfowl Dodge comes out, got clipped a little bit, not perfect, but got the job done, right? It doesn't have to be pretty. It has to be fast. Very nicely done there by Deutz there with the up close waterfowl dodge. And I'm sure, you know, he feels the nerves a little bit. He's a rookie to the golden, first time player in the golden order. And he's like, oh my God, dude, why do I have to be the guy who goes and fights Melania for the first time this season? Why me? Doesn't take the riposte there because she's glitchy and weird. And Dino's actually also in on Malekith as well. We're just gonna go to the 4-player base tree because I gotta watch all this. So Dino in on Malekith as well. Strump is gonna be working on Rem as well as getting a 3rd remembrance. I think this 4 remembrance race this is his 4th.
Yep. Mesmer.
Yes, Mesmer, of course. Must be said here, Dino obviously, you know, mainly physical in the Golden Halberd, but that holy damage, Malekith is 80% resistant to holy, doing almost nothing. Let's go back with Deutz here, full screen, as he does finish this out. Scarlet Flower blooms once more as it comes out. This is a really awkward position though, because you cannot run. It's really scary if he runs in here. If she does waterfowl while she's against a wall, night. That circle strafe that you try to do, you need space to roll. Please no waterfowl, because he does risk it. He does get in there. He wants some of that Ratusi. I understand.
I cannot blame him.
Dino goes down to Malekith there. Strump going in for Rem on Radahn, but all eyes are on Deutz. Or Melania. Who will get the... How does the KD ratio go for this boss? Is it 0.1 to the Golden Order players or 0.1 to Melania?
Strump, you gotta carry, or Deutz, you gotta carry your record.
Waterfowl comes out. Oh, he was very indecisive. He's gonna get clocked. He gets rotted. I don't know. He's not gonna have enough. He's gonna die to the rot. Oh my God, the fraction of indecision. He didn't know whether he wanted to run away or go in, and it cost him. You know, he was in a decent spot to potentially dodge waterfowl. You have to make a call immediately there. If there's one boss where I feel comfortable talking about stuff, it is Melania. So when you're at that kind of mid-distance point where, let's say, like 2 yards away, or 2 meters away or so, maybe 3, for all of our European or non-American viewers, you need to make a decision right then and there. Am I running away or am I circle strafing it? That moment of hesitancy cost him. As Dino is back in and Deutz is in as well. And you know what? Wander's going to be joining in on Malekith as well. Wander says, hey, I want a piece of it. I want in on this party. Strump phase 2 Radahn. Holy hell, one crazy format here.
What in the cinema? When do you get to see 2 Malekiths, a Melania, and a Radahn?
I mean, this is continuing. I think this might go down in the anvils of history as the greatest single day of bingo around the world ever. 2 back-to-back 13-11 crazy games on our side. Obviously this match going on, and then 2 crazy 13-12 games from bingo brawlers. It's a great day to be a bingo fan. Dino with the, he risked it for the biscuit. The game loves him. Strump gets Radahn down. Dude, I don't know what to put on the big screen, so everyone's getting up on there. Strump gets it down. Okay, so Strump will kind of be chilling here as he goes to make work for his next square. Dino's in phase 2 Malekith. He really needs to get this snipe on Wander, and that is a huge double mark from Strump. Strump is going crazy this game. Obviously, Wander's had to deal with some snipes, and Strump's been able to go out on his own. How is Dino alive? This man cheats death.
God.
But Strump here with a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares for actually Wander having 4 despite being contested all game is crazy as well.
Yeah.
I went to count that. I thought the number would be crazier, but it's not. It's really not. It's really close. Dino's very close here at the end of Malekith. Wander is in on phase 2, though. Dino needs this to give Bofa D's a chance in this match. I think if Wander does snipe him here, it would be Nipe, Wamp. Deutz here needs to close out Melania. Clones comes out for Deutz. Perfect dodge.
To run it.
Dino went down. Wander here, can he close it out? Can Wander close this out? That would be absolutely huge.
Oh, that's game. That is game if Wander gets it. If Wander gets it.
It's a bingo. It's game. The 2 bonus points, that would be GG's if Wander can close this out. Can he do it? He does. 2 points for the bingo, 1 point for the square. Womp with a bingo win. Oh my. Dude, that came out of nowhere. Crazy.
Holy shit.
Oh, let's stay with Deutz here. We'll let Deutz finish this out, but a crazy finish to the game, and that's just getting us started this weekend. Obviously, we still have another game tomorrow and 4 games coming on Saturday, or on Sunday, my apologies. So make sure to stick around for more fantastic bingo action. But damn, what a game from these two. Like, it was really close, and then out of nowhere, right? Wamp goes ahead and gets 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in a row plus a bingo. This was 7-6, just not even 10 minutes ago, and then out of nowhere, Wamp goes crazy. One hell of a job by them, and a very well-deserved bingo. I mean, the streets were asking questions. Definitely not that guy named Hoosier, but the streets, they were asking questions. How would Wamp respond when they were under pressure, right? This was a game where they were really tested, and they still came up on top. Let's go ahead and pull the players in here for the post-match interview, because that was one hell of a game here by everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and enjoyed sticking around. If anyone's not following, you want to drop me a follow. I'm getting close to 1,000 followers. We'll do something special for that. And they can keep up to date with all the bingo action, as well as joining Ignite. And let's go ahead and get Strump, Wander, Dino, and Deutz in. Welcome in, gentlemen. Welcome in. What a crazy finish to a game there. It wasn't but 10 minutes ago, this thing was 6-7. Obviously, you guys get the bingo win, essentially. In absolute cinema. Bingo fans around the world were going crazy in the chat here. Strump, obviously, we'll start with Strump here. Strump, you have been on a tear this season. A completely dominant display today. You took care of business, man. As perfect of a game as you'll see in bingo from you here today, off the back of another great performance last weekend, and of course the win in Scato Bingo over Obenvale. It seems like somehow you've gotten even better. Do you feel like you're just at a different level now, or how are you feeling, man? Because your play is insane.
I feel like I played this game well, although I will say I think part of the reason why it looked like I played a lot better was because you guys, Dino and Deutz, were just fucking bullying Wander in base game the entire game. So they didn't contest anything in the DLC.
I mean, that did help you for the square count, of course, but there were no. It's not like there were mistakes, right? It's not like you were like fumbling your way into squares. Like you were perfect. I was talking about it. This is maybe me reading too much in it. It feels like you're just on another level. Did winning Omenvale, do you just feel more confident now that you're a bingo champion? Because you're playing insane, dude.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes is the answer from Strump.
Yes.
Wait, what?
That's a question. I was wondering. After winning Omenvale, do you just feel more confident? Do you feel more confident in with your play, or is it just same old, and you're just on a hot streak?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm playing much better than I always have. I think Like I think I did get a little bit of a confidence boost from winning Omenville, but I mean, yeah, I'm just going, playing my game, executing, and I mean, yeah, I think it's going well.
Yeah,
Not much other than that.
You're playing great, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And now, attention to Wander. I mean, obviously, I was a little curious for your team, right? Because, last weekend you guys were dominant from start to finish. I know the score looks like 13-6, but this was definitely a much closer game than the score kind of indicated, as that all piled on late there. In Wander, you had to really battle through some adversity, which is something, I've seen you do it in Rando, but we haven't seen it in Bingo before. Not only are you getting 2v1'd and sniped, but of course, the Royal Revenants had your number today. But you were able to battle through and, get the game-winning square in the end. How are you feeling, man?
Better now. I just kind of when the Revenants, I didn't really care about the snipes because I knew the 2v1ing me. Strump and I were talking about it the whole time. I was like, as long as they're 2v1ing me in base game, Strump, just clean up everything in DLC. Take as many squares away from them as you can. And then when I feel like it's just too late, just come in and help me in base game so I'm not getting annihilated as much. But
what's the 2v1ing? As in what?
Doors on DLC very late.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously we gotta fill everyone in here because just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Like it wasn't like a direct 2v1, it was kind of just like happenstance that like one went into the other, but obviously Wander snipes Deutz on Radon's Great Rune. Deutz then snipes Wander on the
counter
bell bearings,
okay.
And then immediately he snipes you on Dino on Sage's Cave, but then you snipe him on the Black Knife Assassins, right?
Yeah, I figured that was a race. Yeah.
I had a really silly death to the BK. They did the thing where like obviously they can grab you if they turn invisible right away.
Yeah.
And you can avoid that by hitting them, but I just hit R1 too early and then got grabbed and killed by one of them.
Damn.
But yeah, I want to bring it down to Deutz and Dino as well, because I thought you guys played really well as well here today. Like it was such a close game, and then obviously it snowballs at the end there because if Dino gets Malekith, right, Deutz was about to get Melania, and then you take 3 off the board. It's 10-8, and we still got a great game going on. But you guys were able to play really well. And what was kind of your strategy going into this? Because it felt like there was one really obvious play in the DLC, and obviously Strump is such a good player. Were you guys kind of just like, we're just going to let Strump have the Red Bear and Rao base, and we're going to have to work around it? Or what was kind of the pregame plan from you guys?
Yeah, pretty much just to let Strump have that, because I know Strump is generally faster than me, so I just let him have it.
Deutz went for a greedier DLC access with the Radans, and then because he lost that, he was forced to do the Barbarians because the line is fucked up.
Yeah.
So like that just paused his access.
And like other than that obvious Red Bear Rao base play, it was kind of a weak DLC board, so I didn't mind taking a little longer to get into the DLC and getting like Radon and bell bearings and stuff first.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think hard to say. Like I feel like that's like a great call, because Strump has been on another level, and it's really hard to contest him when there's like feels like a one play board in the DLC. But yeah, I think you guys had the right idea to play around it, and just of course it didn't go your way, and then you had to deal with threats. But I think you did an amazing job of dealing with the pressure up until the end there. And obviously you guys are still one hell of a team, right? Wander and Strump they've been the hottest team in the league so far this season, but of course, long season. We'll see if we can carry it out in the playoffs. I know.
Yeah.
Dino, the Smash champion, is saying, let me get that bingo title.
It was just too many deaths, man. Like dying to Vlad like 5 times, dying to Malekith when he was 1 hit away. Like, it's tough, man.
That was so rough, honestly.
You died 1 hit away? Damn.
Yeah, he was ahead of you and died. He was 1 tap and died. Because I thought the bingo was going to be blocked. Like if you watch a commentary, it just like, even because I even forgot about like the bingo threat, because in my head I was just like, oh my god, it's gonna get I was like and then Dino goes down and you get it, and I was like, oh my god, the game's up. It's a crazy hectic end game from my end. Thomas. So Thomas, are the players, you guys, we could do it. It's the last game, match of the game. So you got match of the day. So you guys have anything else you want to say before we go ahead and get up on out of here?
Let me mark
Driving.
Melania.
Dude, I thought about it. I mean, I did leave the screen open. I did leave the screen open to watch, but you kind of seemed to stop, and I was like, all right, we'll just go to the post match. Because, oh, dude, the Melania was so. I felt for you so much on that waterfowl because I knew exactly what was going on in your head. You were in that like weird spot where you're like, I don't know whether to go into circle strafe or go out to run, and you like have to just make a call right there, and that brief moment of indecision just cost you.
Yeah, hesitated a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all I have from my end, unless any of you guys have anything else.
Well played, guys. GG's.
Yeah,
Well-
GG's.
Well played. We look.
That was a really back and forth game until like the literal very end. GG's.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to see you guys. Wander and Strump, you guys have next week off, right? Because of TwitchCon, right? But Dino and Deutsch, you can't wait.
Bound.
We can't wait to see you. You guys also have your double again next weekend. 2 big games against Lemon and Cronies and Iron and Typin. We are excited to see you guys go ahead and attack that next weekend. And then for Wander and Strump, you know, maybe that TwitchCon will give you guys some time to cool off a little bit, give someone else a chance. And we will see you guys. We will see you guys in week 4 for a double as well. You guys played Lemon and Cronies as well as Jay and Rambler. I want to say thank you so much to everyone to watching. We appreciate the hell out of all of you. Again, you know, join the community, come hang out, right? Even if you're someone who like playing isn't for me, but if you love bingo and want to like hear from players and stuff, anyone's more than welcome to come and hang out. Sure there's probably a bingo game going on right now in Ignite. And with that being said, Wander, are you going to keep streaming?
I am not. I am done.
Okay. Then we will go ahead and raid out to Graphic as he is doing some practice for this format. If you guys don't know Graphic, well, first off, actually, let me make sure to follow Wander, especially as well as all these guys. Wander's the one who actually streams a lot. So Wander gets the love. But, you know, make sure to follow Wander. He's a good friend of mine and a really underrated streamer. He's a pleasure to chat with and talk to. You know, come say hi. He's a wonderful conversation. This is just a great dude. So make sure to always drop by his chat if he's on and say hello. Drop him a follow. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, with that being said, we will raid the Graphic Truth. He is practicing for his match on Sunday. And then he will actually join me in commentary for 2 games as well on Sunday. So let's go ahead and show Graphic some love from the Ignite community. And we will see you guys all tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern for the only game of the day. It will be Jay and Rambler versus Thomas and Yebe. So see you guys all then. Have a good one.
GG's.